My name is Ava Smith. Today I'm going to be doing a demonstration speech. Have you ever suffered an injury or been so sore after a workout that you didn't even want to get out of bed the next day? Well, today I'm going to be talking about the different kind of stretches you can do before and after workouts to prevent injury and reduce soreness. First, I want to start off by stating there's no way to completely rule out the risk of injury. While playing a sport or working out, there's always still a risk that you got going on there. But something you can do to reduce soreness after workout is to drink plenty of water. I can't understate how much that'll help get your muscles hydrated, everything like that. And also stretching. Stretching is so huge for both of those things. I've played many sports over my life. I've been injured so many times. I've been sore more times than I can count. Just like the different seasons, sometimes playing more sports than like 2 at once. And it's been tough, but I found stretching before and after physical activity helps a ton. The different sports you do may switch the different stretches you're going to want to do warming up, especially for dynamic stretching. But these ones that I'm focused on today are primarily just for injury prevention and to reduce soreness. Today, I'm going to show you how to reduce injury and soreness through static, ballistic, and dynamic stretches. So I'm going to start off with dynamic stretching. Dynamic stretching is used before exercise to increase performance and decrease risk of injury. Dynamic stretching is using movement to stretch out your muscles and get warmed up for physical activity. First, we're going to start off with upper body. The upper body workout that we're going to be doing today, or better word, stretch, is arm circles. So basically, you're just going to start off standing straight, and you just want to go first back and just do little circles, and then you want to get bigger and bigger as you go, and then start same like little circles and just go the opposite way. You want to do both sides and do that for about 5 seconds each, just until your arms feel plenty warm and everything. Next, for the lower body workout, we're going to be doing hip openers. These are something we do every single day at basketball to warm up. So basically it's just you take your leg, bring it across your body and go with a full circle and bring it down to the other side. You do this on both sides, just go completely around and back down. Okay? And then you want to do that a couple times. This is to get your hip moved and loose before you work out, because if they're too stiff, that's a risk of injury and it'll definitely be more painful after the workout. Next, for the full body one, is jumping jacks. These are good for just getting your whole body loose and your heart rate up before going into physical activity, so that you don't just go from 0 to 100 right away. So it's pretty simple. I feel like a lot of people have done jumping jacks. Just stand like this, and then you just put your legs out and then arms above your head, and you just keep on doing that. So up, down, and like that. And that's all I have for dynamic stretching. Next, we're going into static stretching. Static stretching is a little different than dynamic stretching. Static stretching is going to be more stationary, and it's primarily meant to do after exercise. Static stretching prevents injury and reduces soreness. The way it prevents injury is by flexing the muscle to its full range of motion, and flexibility in your muscles and your joints leads to injury prevention. And soreness is just going to be the same thing, stretching out the muscle, making sure it's loose. After you're running a lot or doing whatever, it can be easy for the muscles to tighten up after that, but if you keep them loose with stretching, it's just going to help you a ton. So static stretching is pretty much just you're stationary, you're holding the muscle, flexing it to its full reach for about 15 to 60 seconds. I would say the most common would be about 20 seconds for this, but obviously if you have a tighter muscle, you're probably gonna wanna hold it for longer, you know, stuff like that. So I'm gonna be doing 2 stretches for each of these just because they're a little faster. And I'm gonna start out with upper body again. First is just the tricep stretch, which is pretty simple. You're just gonna wanna take your arm and put it on your opposite shoulder, reach up, and then put this one over and grab your elbow, and then keep that there for a second. This is stretching this part of the muscle right here, the tricep stretch. And yeah, just keep that, hold that for about, 15 to 60 seconds, but whatever really your preference is, or until it feels like you feel like it's well stretched. And then obviously same on the other side, just put your shoulder, then touch, and then hold that. Same thing going. This one's the cross body arm stretch, which is just like this. You've probably seen this before, but just holding your arm out to the side, putting a good amount of pressure with this arm on it, and then you should feel the flex right here in your tricep as well. And then also switch other arm, hold that, for about the same time. Lower body is the standing calf stretch. It's basically just stand. You could put your foot out of whichever calf you're trying to stretch. Just bend down and touch your toes, and you can feel it all along here and in your calf. And then same with the other foot, just reach down, feel the full stretch. If you don't feel it, you might just want to bend down further, or you might be doing it wrong, so maybe come back and look at the video. Then next is the seated single leg stretch. I have this yoga mat out for. So basically you just sit, put this foot right here, you want it to be flat against your thigh, and then reach, touch your toes, hold that. This one's good. This one's a very common static stretch. And then same with the other leg, just like this. Hold it for as long as you want, stuff like that. And then got a couple full body ones too. The first one is just the standing forward bend. So it's basically how it sounds. You just stand about shoulder width apart, and you just bend over, touch your toes. This stretches not only your legs, but also your back. You can feel it in, and your arms. So it's just like a good full body, just like after a workout. So like this. And the next one's pretty similar. It's kind of just like the side version of that. This is more targeted towards your back than your legs specifically, but you can definitely feel it in your legs. That's just, stand, same felt shoulder width apart. Just reach down with the other one, and then put your other arm over. And then you do that for both sides. Just reach down, put the other arm over, hold it for, however. That one's also really good for your shoulders. That's all I have for static stretches, but next we're gonna go to ballistic. The last type of stretching we're gonna be covering today is ballistic stretching. I wanna preface this by saying ballistic stretching can be a little dangerous, and you don't wanna do it unless you have somebody there that knows what they're doing, or you yourself have done enough research to know about all the things you should and shouldn't do. The idea behind ballistic stretching is to push your muscles past the normal range of motion. The idea is to improve your flexibility, which therefore will make you more athletic, better athlete. And it's only recommended to be done in some sports to naturally negatively impact some other sports, but most of the mainstream ones, football, basketball, this is going to be good for. But the more technical ones like ballet, ice skating, things like that, you're not going to want to do this. The first one I'm going to do for upper body is shoulder rotations, which is basically you stand, put your arms all the way up, palms facing towards the sky, and you just move your shoulders back and around in a circle. So just keep on doing that. You can feel it in your shoulders. There might be a little bit of friction. But yeah, that one's good for, just getting your shoulders more flexible, being able to move those past the normal motion that we do every single day. Next, I'm going to do the lower body one, which is the swinging leg stretch, which some people do it against a wall to get their balance. Probably starting out, I would recommend that, but it's basically just keep one foot planted and swing the other through, up, and then like all the way through and back, and you just keep that motion. You can feel it in your hips for sure. You just do the other leg, same thing, just all the way out to the side as far as you can go. The swinging motion forces your hip to kind of go further than it normally would, which is kind of the point of ballistic stretching. And then the full body one is similar to the one for static stretching, which is bending down and touching your toes. This is just bending down, touching your toes, seeing how far you can go, but then you add little bounces to it. That's most of the other stretches you're gonna see for ballistic is holding a position where your muscles are flexed to their full extent, and then adding little bounces to eventually increase that to being more flexible. So yeah, just stand your toes and then just bounce up like this, and you can see you go further and further every single time, and you can feel it in the back and your legs, just like so. And over time you'll be able to go even further, maybe like put your hands fully flat on the ground if you continuously do this. Yeah, and that's all I have for ballistic. In conclusion, there are so many benefits to stretching before and after exercise. Dynamic stretching has been proved to help warm up your muscles, keep you nice and stretched out before exercise, and will help prevent injury. Static stretching, done primarily after exercise, will help keep your muscles loose after, keep them from tightening up, and help prevent soreness and injury. Dynamic stretching should only be used for some, but will help increase your athletic ability and has been seen to prevent injury. The thing you should remember is if you want to take your sport to the next level or get serious about exercise, it starts with stretching. A quote by Bob Anderson is, "If you stretch correctly and regularly, you will find every movement you make will be easier." Thank you so much for watching.